A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH286, Patricia and David, and we have had a glorious day here. Started off absolute blue sky, a little bit on the cool side, then it clouded over, and then it cleared again, and now we've got another little bit of cloud in the sky, 25%, and it's pink, and not a breath of wind. It's just been absolutely lovely. And I even encouraged David out to help prune a tree. So there you go. 16 degrees now, but it was up to 18. 1010.6. And I put it that it's slightly going up, but it shouldn't be because we've got this low sitting in the Tasman that's sort of oscillating a bit, sometimes towards us, sometimes away from us. Anyway, clear apart from the 30%. Unlike what it's like in Minerva. They have got rain in Minerva, and it's been raining steadily all afternoon for the 4 boats that are there. 11 knots from the northwest and 1013. They always make, this is from Pogee, and they always make me envious that we did not do as much as they have done in North Minerva. But I can give you some good news if anybody out there is planning on going to Minerva on the way home. By that stage, he has promised to write up all the detail of all the different dive sites and where to go and what to do for both North and South Minerva. There is nobody knows more than Rich and Michelle about the Minervas, so that would be great, particularly if he does it quickly and the boats that have left over the last couple of days stop and make good advantage of it. Anyway, today, just to give you a clue, they walked across the reef with the 3 folk on Wayfarer to the far north edge and snorkeled on the outside. Glorious hard coral, huge parrotfish, sweet lips, jawfish, snapper, all the usual suspects. And this is the sort of thing they know, and the spots to do a scuba in. All of the David's just pointing something out to me, but it's
I can give some weather.
you can give some weather for Minerva. Well, that's good because the folk in Minerva, a couple of them are leaving. One tomorrow, Wayfarer, to go to Tonga, and one in Pogean are leaving for Tonga the next day on Thursday. So apart from what David will tell you, we are going to then go to Kazoo, who are making good progress north, Cable's Length 2, then Iron Maiden. I've got Pico on the AIS, but funnily enough, not Y2K, but I've just had an email from Y2K. They just come in the top of the reef in Fiji and heading now to Savu. Pico was at, this is 45 minutes ago. They may come on and tell us the real conditions. 1623 and 17750 east. And that was, they were doing very careful 3.8 at the entry on a course of 182. And then they'll be hanging a left. And Y2K, 16 degrees 56 and 17837 east. 3 knots southeast, he's reporting. They're a tiny bit further ahead from Pico and doing 6.4 and a course of 140, so going across the top inside the reef, so much more pleasant. Now, did you want the microphone now? Yes, he does. Stand by, folks.
Well, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about Minerva and the trip on to Tonga the next day or so. We have, as Pagean knows, and the rest of the boats that are there, they've got quite a bit of cloud activity. There is a front that is crossing Minerva. It actually runs from the northwest to the southeast. It's quite long in terms of its length, and pretty high clouds, a lot of thunderstorms embedded in this frontal band. By tomorrow morning, tomorrow lunchtime, it will have moved toward Tonga. So if you could picture a slanted front that runs northwest to southeast over Minerva now, tomorrow it's going to move just about a quarter of the distance to Tonga. And then by Thursday, it will unfortunately be over Tonga. And there's no slowing this one down. It's getting upper level support, and like I said, within it, we do have embedded thunderstorms. So squally, definitely it will be squally, and you know what that is, all of you that are in the tropics. So that's the story. The winds, Rich on Pogean reported northwest. The models are agreeing with his actuals, and it looks like it's going to be about the same in Minerva tomorrow morning. But then it's going to slowly shift as the days roll on, or as the hours roll on, really. So by about this time tomorrow, the winds are going to be, I would say, southwest, and fairly light. And then by Thursday, excuse me, by Thursday, when the frontal band is over the lower islands of Tonga, the winds are going to be, well, take your pick. They could be southwest or west southwest. And then on the other side of this, the winds are northeast, and they're feeding the frontal band from the equatorward side. So it's it's an authentic trough finally that's coming through, getting everybody washed down. So there you go. Nothing really terrible about this thing, but it is going to be wet, and like I said, there will be squalls, and they're no fun. So with that, I'll give it back to the chief.
Yeah, I was just looking at, there's quite an exodus from New Zealand the last couple of days, so let's go first of all to Kazoo and find out how that group are doing.
Golf Harbour from Kazoo, do you copy, over?
Yeah, very nice copy. Alistair, go ahead, over.
Evening Golf Harbour, we're going well. We're currently motoring with the sails down. We've got variable winds, sort of 5 knots, mainly from the north-northwest direction. Still with quite a confused sea, although it's settling. Current position is 3417 south, 17602 east. We're on a course over ground of about 20 magnetic, speed over ground about 6.2 knots. We've got 667 miles to run from Minerva. The barometer is reading 1,011 hectopascals, and all set on board, over.
Okay, well, it was good that I was following through what the AIS was telling me, and absolutely correct, except for the wind. The GFS is, well, it's so little, it's impossible to be accurate. But 3417, 17602 east, motoring on a course of 020 magnetic, about 6.1, and the wind is very light, 5 knots north-northwest at best. Confused seas a bit, and pretty much the same as us, so not much wind there. 1011, and all is well on board. So it'll be a bit of a noisy night, but at least I always find that that's better than being tossed from side to side. So it'll be easy for everybody to get their sea legs, and who knows, you might be fishing tomorrow. So thanks, Alistair. We'll catch you tomorrow. Over.
Thanks very much. Catch you out. Over.
Roger that. Let's go to Cables Length 2. Cables Length 2, Gulf Harbour.
Cables Length 2, Patricia.
Yeah, very good evening, Ian. And Suzanne, go ahead. Over.
Patricia, it's almost a carbon copy where we are. There's no wind. It's glassed off, quite confused. But we're on a heading of about 3 true. We're going on our position is 33 degrees 27 south, 155, 49 east, and the barometer is 1,011. So very similar conditions here.
Yeah, I could go back to the AIS, but could you just give me it cut out a little bit on your course, which is pretty much the same, I think, but course and speed, please. Over.
Yes, we're motoring Patricia 6.5 knots, and we're on a heading of about 5 degrees 2, which is heading north, over.
Could you repeat that?
Yep, all right, we have cables length 2 at 3327 south, 17549 east. Same barometer, 1011, and motoring 6.5, pretty much north, 005. In a bevy of boats just to the west of Alia Vita, Pole 2, Eagle's Wings leading the lot, and Ski is slightly behind you and to the east. So a nice little slug of boats heading pretty much in the same direction. So is there any comment from David? When are they going to get some wind?
Very light tomorrow.
Very light tomorrow. Oh dear. All right, so well, at least you're getting further north and it will be slowly warming up for you. Over.
Yes, we're looking forward to that warmer weather, Pacific. Probably to Denver.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Although, to tell you what, getting up to 18 for us today, there was no complaints here, that's for sure. All right, stay safe, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. And let's see if Margaret is on frequency. Might have a bit of a struggle because she's not all that far away. Iron Maiden, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, this is Iron Maiden. Do you copy, over?
Yep, I've got you probably better than you have me because of my receive antenna at Cayo, Margaret. But go ahead, over.
Good evening, Pacific. We're at 34 degrees 50 south, 173 degrees 50 east. We're motor sailing at about 6 knots. We're doing a course of 305 degrees cruise. We've got a northeasterly of 10 knots. We've got about a 50% cloud cover, and the barometer is at 1006.
Ooh, that
We've
doesn't
got
sound
a
right.
swell of about 1 metre with moderate seas, over.
And the people heading to Fiji are probably a bit envious. Iron Maiden is heading to Vanuatu and left today 3450 south, 17350 east. Motoring 6 knots on a course of 305 true with a northeast 10, 50% cloud cover, 1006. They're a lot closer to the low, and 1 metre sort of moderate seas. Has David got a comment? Hang on.
Yeah, well, as usual, the models in advance did not really project what's going on at the moment, but what is happening is we have a nice depression that's sitting in the Tasman, and we have a high that's just to the east of about the center of New Zealand, just to the east there. Anyway, the isobars are all coming together about where Iron Maiden is, and moving them along tomorrow. The convergence that is going to be caused by the isobars being close together, wind being in opposite directions. In other words, the high is giving us a northeast wind, and the depression that's way down in the Tasman is giving us basically a north-northwest wind. So they're going to meet right about where Iron Maiden is, and it looks like it's going to be some showers. This is about lunchtime. So anyway, the wind is not going to be favorable for sailing, so I'm afraid a little bit more motoring for tomorrow due to this. So we'll see what happens on Thursday, but that's the story for Wednesday. We could talk a little bit about Thursday, I suppose. There is hope, and the hope is that the isobars do change their shape, and that means as you get a little bit towards Vanuatu, just getting up towards that 30-degree mark, it looks like southwest winds. Not strong, fairly light, but at least you could sail, I think, slowly, but sailing, and that will be again about lunchtime on Thursday. So we'll see what happens there. So that's from the latest that I could see. Here's the chief.
Okay, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you, Margaret. Over.
Yeah, Dog Harbour radio listening.
Roger that. And I've just noticed something quite interesting. We have both Y2K and Pico have come in one of the passes up on the northern part of, I never know which one it is. Vanua-Lavu, thank you, David. And they've both disappeared off the AIS, so that's interesting. I did have Pico just before they went through the pass. It's a really torturous route that they've got now. They're going to have to be really, really careful. But yeah, it's interesting that they've both dropped off my AIS report. Anyway, if one of you wants to call in, please call now. Oh, hello, you're still there, Barry. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, Roger, thanks, Trish. Yeah, I was just wanting to see if I could make contact with Iron Maiden. Margaret, if you're copying me, I was wondering if you could hang around after net just for a quick chat, over.
My kindest man, yes, I'll hold on and give a chance with you afterwards.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, back to you, Trish.
Yeah, and we won't be long because I don't think there's going to be anybody else around, but I will put out a call. Is there anybody wanting to join us? Please call now.
Y2K.
Ooh, brilliant signal from you, Max and Ali. Hello, good evening. Gee, it's lovely signal. Go ahead, and I don't know why I've lost you from the AIS just as well you sent in your report, over.
Yeah, we good. You are approaching us through today, and we entered the great reef around Manolebo in the north, so we are heading south to the corner, to the southwest corner of Manolebo, and we are continuing around the island to go to Sabu. We are now at 45 miles from Sabu. We think that we arrive just after midnight. Over.
What time?
Oh, customs at midnight. Are you going to go right into Sabu Sabu? I know you know the track really well, but you're going to just continue right into Sabu Sabu. Over.
Yeah, we're going to Sabu Sabu inside the marina of Naui, the new marina. They're waiting for us, and we already stay in this part of the island. We already have our tracks, and we know almost not all everything, but we know the tracks and the reefs around. So we're quite, let's say, sure where we go. Over.
Okay, that sounds good because we would not be so confident because we haven't been on that northern part, right past Lambasa and so on. So, yep, stay wide awake and you'll have a good sleep in the morning. Over.
Yeah, of course. People had not entered where we entered this morning because they were behind us a few miles, and they arrived probably at the pass during the evening and night. It's not a real pass where we cross the reef, so they prefer to go around and stay on the safe side, and I think that they're going to take the good decision. Over.
Yeah, they saw them just before they entered the pass. So, and then they disappeared off the AIS. It's funny how there's nothing picking them up at that stage. Have to wait for the next satellite pass. Lovely signal from you. And what is the wind is not very much, so you're going to be probably motoring through till you arrive. Over.
Yeah, unfortunately now there's no wind or just a little breeze now, and probably we can start to sail again when we go around the corner now to north. There is just some southwest wind that probably come out again, and we can sail up to north for a while. But at the end there is that Sobo channel is very narrow. I think it is better to go by engine. This morning on the pass we saw a fishing vessel, a small one, because they drove the engine and they were exactly in the middle, anchoring exactly in the middle in 50 meters of water. And we saw them on the side because they have problem on the engine to fix them. Over.
Oh, that was lucky that you happened by and gave them some assistance. They'll be very, very happy. I hope they gave you a fish, over.
Yeah, we got a nice fish, but we released it because it was a nice fish. We were not exactly sure what it was, so we took a picture. We saw it was a mackerel, and in the Caribbean we know very well mackerel. It is full of ciguatera, so we left it in the water. Then we discovered that here is the walu. The walu is a very well known fish that everybody eats here because there is no problem with ciguatera. Over.
Wahoo.
Yeah, no, wahoo is lovely. We really enjoy wahoo. Okay, oh well, you'll be set for a while and will enjoy being back in civilization after the last experience. Okay, all right then. Well, nice to talk to you, and especially as it's such a very, very good signal from you tonight, Max. So have a good landfall, and we'll keep in touch. And by the way, did you see that Messatroy? I always call Messatroy Diego. And even though Messatroy is no longer there, but Diego was on streaming last night listening to you. Over.
Yeah, we were on this phone chatting and say, yeah, I have to go on the radio. So probably he moved through there and see that he sent greetings to you.
All right. Boy, isn't technology wonderful. All right, well, we'll clear with you, let you concentrate on where you're going, which you'll have to do for the next few hours, and we'll keep in touch. Thanks, Max, and we'll clear with Y2K. Is there anybody else? Who was that? There was somebody there, and I just didn't quite catch it. Who was it? Oh, hello, Jan. Narida is testing the radio. I've got you there, as good as it would be with you being so close, Jan. So sounds like everything is running okay. Stand by. Mackay, did you copy Narida? Over.
Yeah, Roger. She's 555 here, 5 by 5 in Tonga, and you also have Belina on the side. Over.
Oh, I haven't heard Benno for a while. Wasn't all that strong for Benno. Stand by. Thanks, Barry, and I'm sure Jan will be happy about that. Belina, Gulf Harbour.
Yeah, Gulf Harbour Radio, this is Belina. How do you copy?
Oh, I've got you well now, and good evening to Marlene as well. I forgot where you are now, but go ahead, over.
Yeah, good evening. We left Barbaroux this afternoon, and we are heading towards Cook Island. We try to make some easing, and I can give you my report. Over.
Yeah, roger that. I've missed seeing you do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, my position is 1909 south, 17351 west. We are on a course over ground 150. The speed is 7 knots. Wind east-northeast 8 knots. Swell less than 2 meters. And 10% cloud cover. And we reached 1015 on the bar. And all well on board. Over.
Okay, got all that. And which of the Cook Islands are you going to, Benno?
Yeah, depends on the wind, but we might stop on the way to a beverage. We will see. Over.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's a good idea. Play it as it goes. 1909 south, 17351 west, 150 true, 7 knots, east northeast of 8. Swell less than 2 meters, 10% cloud cover, 1015 all well on board, and an interesting direction to be going, Vavau to the Cooks, and we'll see where they end up. You're always going to interesting places. Over.
Yeah, on the long term we like to go to French Polynesia. This is the first step to make some east. So now with the northeasterly wind we try to make way south to get the south westerly winds of the tomorrow will make east over.
Yeah, well, hopefully, yes, you'll have to be clever and follow what's going on. So, all right, so the ultimate destination is to get back to French Polynesia. I can understand that. That's our favourite cruising grounds. Okay, have a good night, you two, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. We'll clear with Bellina. Was there anybody else? Nothing heard, so I'm going to vacate the frequency and leave it with Mackay and Iron Maiden. We'll be back again, same time, same place, tomorrow evening. Stay safe, everybody, particularly Pico and Y2K up there, and that sort of, gosh, it looks torturous route, but they'll be not too far away from having a good rest. Cheers, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio Clear.
Cheers, Trish. Thank you very much. Iron Maiden, Iron